Okay, so given what you were seeing yesterday with the end links, it's pretty successful. So I'm going to go ahead and try it now on the bracelet itself. We'll see how this goes. Here we go. Let's see. I don't know, they said to make sure it's clean. If there's any oil on it, it could affect the way it looks, but you know what? I don't need this to be completely even anyways. So here goes nothing. Let's watch the magic happen here, hopefully. Hopefully. Unusual. It doesn't seem to be darkening quite as fast, if at all, as here we go. So you can see some of it's getting dark here. Let's see what happens. Maybe you just gotta kind of rub it in. Obviously this is turning, if you can see. So I keep this in frame. Definitely not happening quite as fast as yesterday. That was almost immediate, and I did actually sand the surface of this bracelet quite a bit too. There we go. This is going dark really good here. Okay, the rest of it's starting to turn now. Right over here, you can definitely see that. And the back here. Compared to this, I don't know, maybe you gotta agitate it a little bit. So see, and this was usually high polished, right? This fold over part, but I did actually brush over pretty much everything that I possibly could, just to try to turn everything into it. Here we go. It's funny, this side is affected more than this side. In that case, maybe I should, well, let's keep it going. It's a matter of agitating this stuff in. Do I care that the back side isn't? Probably not. This doesn't matter too much. Let me try to wash my hands, wipe it out before I just try to hit it up with just a little bit more. And you definitely want to remove this from the bottle and rinse it out, because the spring inside the spray bottle does tend to blacken as well. And there could be some contaminants in there, which it sort of did last night when I was trying something. On a side note, that's pretty neat. It's got this kind of, I don't know if you can see it, like this almost coppery color to it. Let's see what happens. Just mix this in. Is it coming off? See, it's not really a color that comes off, which is good. I don't want it to. That's coming around pretty good. Okay. Not bad, but I was saying, I was trying to just do the crown of the watch. Almost forgot because I set it aside. And I probably would have gotten to it and would notice because I would have to put the crown back, but I like this kind of brownish coppery color. I don't know if you can see that. Okay, this might be good enough. So we're gonna, let me just wipe my hands down. But I was saying the crown, I tried this stuff on, it actually blackened the crown stem, but not the crown itself. I'm gonna take this off. I'm just gonna go, there we go, just hit it with water, try to neutralize what we have here. But yeah, the crown itself was not actually made out of stainless steel, because it didn't change at all, which is surprising. I could have sworn it would be made out of the same stuff, right? So excuse me. I expected probably it's actually made out of aluminum. So I got something else for that, which I'll show later once it comes in, probably in a few days. But I can at least apply this stuff first. Okay, let's see here. Not bad. I'm gonna go take this to the sink. What I'm gonna do is rinse off this plate, as well as get rid of any excess of this patina chemical. And you're just supposed to rinse it off good and rub it, and we'll see how that turns out. Alright, I'll be back. Sorry about the framing. I'm doing this on the fly on my work break. Luckily, this stuff works incredibly fast, right? It was like 5 minutes or so. At first I wasn't sure because it wasn't even changing when I first sprayed it, not like the end links yesterday in the other video. That one was almost instant. This one took a while, and then finally it worked. And so I'm going to try to get in here, get a better look at this. You can see, yeah, there is some, it's not supposed to be even. You know, there's some scratches and stuff, and that's fine, because as I mentioned, this was a project where I'm trying to get like a really worn look, and that looks pretty cool if you want that look, right? Kind of tarnished metal. It's really been through the ringer, and I think the tone is just about right. You know, it's not. I wasn't going for black, which this could do if you kept applying this. And for the note, if anyone's interested in this stuff, like you wanted to darken your stainless steel to gunmetal, which is getting close, what you need to do is make sure that you sand it good. The deeper you can get through the top layer, and the better it'll penetrate. And make sure you can probably degrease it with something. Make sure it's clean too. That can affect how even it is. And you just keep on doing layers. So I mean, if I wanted to, I'd probably just go over and sand this more, make sure it's clean, and then spray, you know, do another treatment, and you just kind of build up till it's all even, or at least a tone that you like. If you want it to go almost all black, or all black, I guess, I think you could very well do that. It just takes a little bit more, but this was basically what I was going for, just to darken the metal and give it a, well, I thought I would have to go back over with like a whatchamacallit, a Scotch-Brite pad or something to kind of really weather it in and make it look more broken in. I thought would be, you know, what it was before, like look really even and smooth. But I mean, look at this, that's pretty cool. And even I got it into this part. Stainless steel my ass. Oh. It is, it would be, but I did treat it with something special. And then I guess, note, you see here, corrosive liquid. So just make sure you use proper gloves and safety gears. I should be wearing goggles. You don't want splashback in your eyes and face, of course. I'll take all that procedures, but as I said, water basically neutralizes the acid. So that's why you want to make sure you give this a good rinse after you're done, which will be I think it's going to be tricky once I get to the case, since I do have everything semi-assembled. I mean, there's no movement in there, but I would prefer not to try to get any moisture in there. So I'll seal it up good and plug up the hole for the crown, because I took the crown out, and we'll see how that goes whenever I get to it. Maybe a few more days, because I got to do something this weekend. But yeah, I'm going to carefully apply that, and then I'm going to water it, and then just use like a wet towel or something, and just keep in, carefully wipe it clean of the acids that will darken it. But anyways, going back to this, yeah, I don't think I need to even do anything with this, in terms of like weathering it anymore. I mean, I could maybe do something to the edges to make them like kind of pop out a little bit more, but this could be the ultimate beater watch, because all you do is just wear it like hell and not even be concerned, and if it adds scratches to it, that's fine. I mean, it'll actually add even more character to this. So I think at least whenever I decide to wear a bracelet, this is fine the way it is. I hope it matches the end links. I don't have them with me. If they, well, they are slightly different in material anyway, so it's to be expected. But we'll see. I'm not even going to trip about that. The watch, the SNZG, is probably going to reside on a leather strap or NATO of some sort most of the time anyways. It's just the style I was going for, but I do like to have a bracelet option. And as slowly from the end links to this, building up my way up to the case, which is going to be the main feature. Yeah, so just to make sure it's going and getting the effect that I want, I can gauge where it's going, or how to at least somewhat predict where it should be. And yeah, I think this is pretty cool for what it can do. Not everyone's taste was want to be to do something that's tarnished, but again, I was inspired by Laco's herb stuck. I think that's how you pronounce it. They're special weathered Fliegers. Costs around $2,000, more or less, depending where you buy it from. And that's what I've been trying to do with like the metal, obviously here, and it will be applied to the case, as well as the patina and the kind of the worn look on the dial itself. Although I'm taking some artistic liberties in the sense that I'm not going to probably add any more gouges to it. Like if you've seen on their cases, they actually gouge some of it, like it's been like hit against something hard in the cockpit or something like that. And I'm not going to break up the loom, like some of their models, the loom on the hands in particular, some of them they actually chip out. So you get a broken loom on the hands. I don't want to go that far to that extent, because yeah, if it's broken inside though, shouldn't the crystal be gone or cracked as well? Anyways, I think yeah, something like this, if it was more or less on the case, kind of has this look to it, and eventually just gradually let it naturally wear even more, and I think it'll just all work together. So I'll just put it next to a couple models here. Let's get a little closer, so you can compare the difference between, obviously a stainless steel watch, what was stainless steel, or at least it still is, but it's just been treated. And here's another one that's stainless steel, and it's got an anthracite dial, so it kind of has that look, but this is actually slightly more gray or darker, I guess. Anyways, just for comparison, I guess that's about it. Just make sure you clean this good, make sure it's not on your hands, because if you touch any watches that are stainless steel, you may leave a darkening or fingerprint on them. So make sure your hands are clean after working with this and cleaning it and all that stuff. And even if you're handling this, that's why you want to make sure that the chemicals are off of it, or at least you washed it, really wiped it good, and then if you touch it later, it shouldn't be transferred to your hands, which might transfer onto one of your other watches. You don't want dark fingerprints or anything darkening that shouldn't be, right? So anyways, that's about it. Hope this was informative. I'm looking forward to trying to finalize the last piece, which would be the case itself. Then it's just a matter of assembling back putting the dial and the movement back into the watch, put it all together, find a good strap to pair it up with initially, and we're good to go. Alright, thanks.